Nintendo just released a gigantic batch of new screenshots and artwork from Mario and Luigi Dream Team. And do you know what that means? It's time to start up the old analysis machine and see what secrets they might be hiding. But please make sure to check out our previous analysis if you haven't already, as we've already discussed a lot about the game that we won't be talking about here. And with that, let's get started. So one of the new pieces of artwork showcases 6 different pillows, each with a distinct design. So what? They're pillows. Who cares? But the artwork also revealed 5 characters which appear to be part of the ancient pillow people that we already knew about. And as you might have noticed, the fabric each one is wearing corresponds to one of those pillows. So we're guessing that these are the pillow people that we had previously heard about that were turned to stone, and you'll have to rescue them from the dream worlds. And since there are 6 pillows here, that likely means there will be 6 pillow characters that you'll have to find too. Which might also mean that there are 6 main dream worlds you'll be exploring. Now, as you might have also noticed, one of those pillows is lacking a corresponding character. But his color scheme does seem very similar to Dreambird, who was a pillow character you actually meet fairly early into the game, as we discovered during our hands-on time with the game at a preview event a few months ago. Now, beyond the characters, one of those pillows is also larger than the rest. Does that one think it's better than the others? Maybe it's more important. We're not sure, but it does seem odd. Furthermore, while most of the pillows here don't match up to the ones we've seen Luigi use during actual gameplay, a couple of them do, such as the red one here, which actually appears on the game's title screen, or the purple one, though the ring is faded. So perhaps you'll be able to use these pillows once you've rescued the respective pillow person. Or maybe use them to actually rescue the pillow people instead. While we may not know their exact role, we do know Luigi will use them at some point based on this artwork which shows him about to take a nap on the pink one. Speaking of pillows and characters, this new image of Princess Peach also shows her holding a pillow that looks quite unlike the others. Is it important? And could it hint that maybe we'll visit Peach's dreams too? And then we finally get our first good look at the game's antagonist, Asthma. Now, in a previous analysis, we talked about how her name suggests she might actually be the embodiment of a nightmare. And she sure does look pretty nightmarish here. And we can see she's holding the Dark Stone, which is one of 2 powers in the dream world. The other, the Dream Stone shown here, was destroyed by her so she could have her evil way with the pillow people. Yep, she's pretty cruel. Now, if we take a look at the box art for the game, we can see something interesting. A bat. But not just any bat, but one that seems suspiciously similar to Asthma, right down to the big yellow eyes and fanged teeth. So it seems you'll have to deal with her while in bat form occasionally too. By the way, does any of this seem familiar to you? It might, because Cackletta, who is the main villain in Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, not only looks somewhat similar, but could turn into a bat as well. Could the two be related in some way, or is it entirely coincidental? Okay, that's enough about the villain, let's talk about the heroes. And one of the new pieces of artwork reveals that they can now ride a rocket-powered skateboard. So the big question is this a new attack like the helicopter move? Or is it a new form of transportation like the Luigi surfboard from Superstar Saga? We're not sure, but either way it seems Mario will be able to do some hammering during the ride. And speaking of attacks, another piece of artwork shows off the Luigi Ball attack we've seen before, but it does give us a better look at some of the enemies we've only seen in passing previously. And that about covers it for the artwork, but let's take a look at some of those new screenshots. And let's start off with this one which shows a battle. First of all, it gives us a look at a new type of enemy, but more interesting is what's going on with the bottom screen. Now we already knew from our previous analysis that badges would be back, but now we get to see them in action. And so far, it seems they'll function very similarly to the badges from Bowser's Inside Story. In fact, both of the badges shown here appear to be lifted directly from that game. On the left, we can see that Mario's badge is the Mushroom Badge, which restores HP, while the badge on the right is Luigi's Great Badge, and the combined effect results in a 30% restoration of both of their health once they fill the badge meter, which happens by performing well-timed attacks. But what about those 2 heart icons? One of our viewers, Kratos7560, thinks you'll activate one of them each time you fill that meter, allowing you to activate them at will with the press of a touchscreen button. And this is supported by the fact that in some other shots, only one of the buttons appears to be active, suggesting the meter's only been filled once. Moving on, another battle shot has quite a few more interesting details. For one, the entire thing takes place in an area we haven't seen before, with light shining down from above. It kind of looks like a forest. Then there's a new bee-like enemy we haven't seen before. Finally, in the background, we can see a weird statue with 3 eyes. But that's not the first we've seen of him, as he also appeared in the very first trailer in the background of one of the battles. And he even moved around then too. And he pops up again in the latest round of screens as a statue in the shopping area. What's the deal with him? Why is he popping up everywhere? And while we're on the screen, we can see that Peach is here too, which means this is probably fairly early into the game since she's not yet kidnapped. And we can see the same chat bubble on the floor here that also appeared on the kiosk in the last trailer. And the desk here is even being run by the same swirly-haired people. So based on the icon, we think these stores might mark the return of an information-like center that was in Superstar Saga. And speaking of stores, we also get a look at an item shop here which appears to be selling mushrooms and 1-ups at the least. And when you look at that, Yoshis are indeed back, as we correctly guessed in our last analysis. And that confirms at least 2 color variants too, being green and red. Okay, we're almost done here, but as usual, there's still just a few final details left. For one, the long question mark blocks are back. Yeah, it's nothing major, but we thought we'd point it out. Next, the new artwork also shows off a few new characters, including a couple of block people who appear to be a mechanic and a coal miner. Then there's this odd-looking fellow. Between his lab coat, glasses, and thought bubble-shaped head, we're guessing he may just know a thing or two about dreams. Finally, let's take a look at this colorful piece of art, which contains several depictions of elements we've pointed out before, like the bonefish and hooligans. But did you spot Bowser's head over on the right side? And there's another in the top left corner too. Yep, seems Bowser will be back too, though we still don't know in what capacity. And with that, we're done covering everything we can dig up from Mario and Luigi Dream Team. As always, let us know if we missed anything by posting in the comments. If you enjoyed our analysis, please make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain for all the latest gaming news. There are even easy to click links in the description below. And of course, keep an eye on GameXplain.com for more analysis videos and other things gaming too.